Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Tait and Cody's Guide to Life podcast. I'm Cody Jones. With me is Tait Middleton. Tait, after our great first episode and all the good feedback we're getting, I believe you might have something to add on from last week, a bit of information regarding a criminal investigation that we are conducting.
Stephen Hawking is actually alive.
Okay.
We made a mistake. No, he's dead. But Adam Savage is the man who was allegedly, let's say, doing the wrong thing towards his own blood. Doing a bit of savagery to the Savage home.
Mr. and Mrs. Savage.
Savaged up.
Savage
Garden.
He was a savage. But to find out more about that episode, you're probably going to have to go back to episode 1 and take a look at that.
Get that in you, fucking bastard.
Yeah, get that in you. What's been going on with you since we last met?
You know, next to fuck all, to be honest.
Yeah.
Unemployed life.
You're wearing the same shirt as last time.
And it's the magic of the cinema.
Yeah.
You were like, Tait, you probably don't need to wear that tuxedo in episode 2. Don't show the public how rich we are and how much money we've got from all the fucking Patreon and all the people.
Did you park your Lamborghini under the tree? It's getting windy out there.
I was going to, but I decided to just take the helicopter in this episode.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was you.
Yeah.
Pulling up in the helipad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually ripped too. You can't tell in the video, but because, what has happened is because once I become rich and famous, that everyone wants a piece of the old fucking slice of the Tait pie.
Yeah.
So I've had to get I had to spend $300,000 on a fat suit. And I just wear that so I can just walk around the public now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Yep. I just buy bigger shirts as well.
Just stretch them out when
yeah.
the camera's on.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, what are you doing for work these days?
Nothing.
Nothing. You're still unemployed?
Still a bum.
Yeah.
Still just living life to not its fullest.
Yeah.
Just getting by, investing into little known companies, I guess you would say.
Are you an investor?
KFC, McDonald's, all that type of stuff.
Making what, like $13 investments every day?
I mean, it's weird. They give you a drink to sample, fucking some fries, chips as we call it in Australia, and some sort of delicious sandwich or burger.
Okay.
It's been fun. It's research. It's market research into something that I might buy one day with my millions of dollars from this podcast.
Yes, of course. It's just a matter of time and waiting. I've been employed. I've had multiple. I've probably quit more jobs than anyone ever has quit jobs.
That's impressive.
Yeah, look, I can't be told what to do.
That's not so impressive.
Yeah, it's not. I've got a real fucking problem for people's respect levels.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd lose. I can't do it. I can't have someone speak to me like I'm a piece of shit.
Which is hard because you are.
Yeah, and I am a piece of shit, so I deserve every ounce of that. But when they do it, I go fucking mental.
Yeah.
What I've been a plasterer.
Yep.
And that all got too much for me. I walked away from that.
Yeah.
I worked in a prison for 3 years. That was a juicy time.
That's a spicy meatball.
It was good. It was a good fun time. I went there and I just got some knowledge. I just collected good times, and you don't often get to go into a prison and observe what's going on and then leave 3 years later and have all these stories and shit that happened in there.
So you were good. How old were you when you started?
I was 21.
Yep.
So that made me the youngest in the facility by a few years.
So you were a fish, a sexy fish?
Yeah, I was that tall drink of water.
A rapeable drink of water.
with that silver spoon in his ass. Looked like a stiff breeze could blow him over.
Is that you, Morgan?
He's here. He's doing narrations.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting time because for the first 3 months when you start working in a prison and you're clean shaven, you look like a fucking just when you look like me. Yeah, I look like a piece of Play-Doh. Like when I'm clean shaven and I was like dumpy. I probably had like less. I know it's not saying much, but less definition than I have now.
Okay.
I was like a
a
marshmallow.
jellyfish.
I was like a
You're
marshmallow.
a jellyfish.
Yeah, I was like the Michelin man.
Yeah, okay.
Going a clean shave and my big fucking double chin neck that it wasn't hidden
Hey,
by
you-
beard.
Guys, just get out of it, all right? Just say, hey, stop it.
They give you a hard time when you're walking there just because
Yeah.
you knew.
Yeah.
We didn't test you out. It's just like, but over time you learn just to say, fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck
So you treat them with the respect they treat you with respect, or is it more of a
just becomes the novelty of the new person who's wears off.
Okay.
And now it's like, I've got to just get along, get by in here. And you're a part of the process and what you say has to go and shit. Like, it just
Yeah.
becomes a very mundane. Like, it's not, it can only be fun for an X amount of time going, oh, look at this new fucking fresh meat, the fucking
He's
screw
tight.
smurf.
Look at
fucking-
that tight butt?
yeah, all that sort of behaviour.
Do they say shit
Going to
like that?
women's prisons and having them, like, say sexual shit's
Yeah.
frustrating as hell.
'Cause you wanna bang them.
look at this guy. I
I sucked that 2-inch. And you're like,
Yeah.
it's 3.
They
It's
feel
3.
And it's just like, fuck off. Like, you get better at just going, yeah, who cares? I'm just having a fun time here working in the prison.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but like, it was pretty boring most of the time, but every now and then something would happen and just ruin your day.
What are you gonna?
I caught, on a night shift, late at night, you do patrolling like you see in the movies.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm walking around and I accidentally looked into a cell and 2 guys were bumming,
You mean
proper bumming.
as in
Bum.
sexual intercourse with
Yeah.
another man?
Bumming.
Man on man action.
Yeah, and I
Hardcore
didn't.
man. What position they in?
It
bent
was like
over?
it was like a. It's still etched into my
Tell me about
retinas.
it. If you need to lay down on this couch.
Yeah,
I
it was
can
like
do-
a.
could do
No,
the therapy session.
it was like a hands open palm on the bed, sidewards, and a fucking man standing behind him,
Thrusting.
thrusting away.
Yeah. And were like
And I was just
how
like,
long how long did you watch before you came?
yeah, 3 minutes.
Okay, yeah. And,
No,
and then you
I,
told him off. You're like, get out of it.
I didn't say anything, man. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to keep on moving.
Yep.
Probably unprofessional.
They're having fun.
I'm not getting involved in this
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
And the
Hopefully
weird thing, like watching, like, I didn't need to see that. And then it was
Yeah.
me night shift. I was like, Christ. That's not, I
You got
didn't want
pent
to.
up frustration.
I was just like, this is not what I signed up for. And this was in the year 1 of 3 working
Yeah.
there. So anyway, I got over that. But like the weird thing about those 2 guys that were bumming is that the next day was the visits day,
Yeah.
right? And you had prisoner 1
Bumming.
catcher.
Yeah. Oh, he was a catcher.
He was a catcher.
Catcher.
He had his missus sitting at the table.
Okay, yeah.
Come visit.
She used to be the catcher.
Because, yeah, and she's no longer. And then you had prisoner number 2.
Yeah.
Or 1 or
The
who was-
Dicker.
The pitcher, the catcher thrower,
The Dick Dixon.
the Dixon,
Yeah, yeah.
the Dixon nader.
Yeah.
He's sitting there with his missus.
Throwing dicks.
And then I was like, about 12 hours ago.
You,
You
were
could have seen
balls
this
deep
shit.
in this guy's butthole.
Yeah.
And you were like, I know.
Yeah.
Did you give him any stick? And he was like, were you like, how's you
Yeah.
finding a nice place to park your car, champ? Huh?
Yeah, all that shit the next morning. Just because
Yeah.
they were smart asses. And it's just like, well, how was last night? Did you have a good time last night with you and your buddy?
Yeah.
Because that could get out, and then it never would. But it was just fun to hang shit. Like one time, like it was good to go into a prison and work there and go, this is just great. I'm just like collecting stories.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
You know, this is good. You don't often get to do that.
It's true.
Like one time we used to do urinalysis,
yeah, yeah.
urine samples, and one guy come in to do his piss test, and you get like 3 hours. And if you don't do it, you get punished because something happens to you.
Someone
and-
bums you.
Yeah, you got to go into that guy's cell.
Yeah.
And
All right.
yeah, you he didn't. He was getting up to 2 hours 50 minutes. He's like, shit, I'm not going to be able to piss. And then he went pushing it out and forcing it out. And we're all like standing in the room like,
Come on, mate.
come on. He's like, like making all these noises. Ooh, ooh. And then And then he shat.
jerking off?
Yeah, it was real weird. And then he shat like an explosive, like hand grenade potato shit nugget, fired out and landed, and it like rolled out of his shorts and like landed on the floor. And because we all saw this, all the officers, one of my mates had a denture, and because we all went, oh shit! He spat out his denture and it landed right near the big the potato. And that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life because he's just like, all right, clean that up and then I'll get me. And I loved every minute of that.
That is classic.
Yeah,
How hard is it to
there was a guy who was sucking dick for jars of Nutella, and that was the rumor going around the prison. I was like, I got to check this shit out.
So you brought some Nutella?
Yeah, and I went and sussed it out. I went to his cell and I was like, and lo and behold, there was this young guy's cell, long hair too, very, very feminine looking dude.
Yep.
And I went to his cell. It's like big stacks, like a pyramid of fucking Nutella. I was like, that's true.
I've had a good week.
He had a good week.
Jesus.
Yeah. You go into their cell, they'd be sitting on the toilet. You get all this information from guys in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And they go, you want to hear something funny? And I'm like, yes. What do you have for me today, Barry? Because you get them to like clean your office, like this little job, like it's a job they can do, and then while they're back there mopping up, it's like, yeah, you want to hear something funny, be able to, because they've been working there, like they've been in jail for so long, they're like, trust, you know, you can get along with them and stuff.
Yeah,
mopping the floors and shit, and you're talking to them. Want to hear something funny? A guy sucking dick for Nutella. And I'm like, bullshit. That's true. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go take this matter into my own hands and check it out. Yeah, big stacked triangle on top of his shelf of Nutella, just collecting it. Must have loved Nutella.
Must have really fucking loved both.
Yeah. Interesting character, man.
Very.
Yeah.
The interesting thing, you know, the two dudes that were going at it.
Yeah.
Do you find out, like, do you get into them and they give you any type of, like, oh, you know, we're in here for a long
They did say, one of them did say, you just don't know what it's like to be locked up and, like, you don't have that sexual stuff. Yeah. So I was like, okay, that's fair. I'll go and look how long they're doing. They're doing 8 months. Hang in there.
Yeah.
12 years, maybe you might start. Go, okay, I just need a hand job. So.
Yeah. Start slow.
Start slow.
Balls
Don't
deep.
go 3 months into a fucking 8-month sentence. I've got to fuck this guy. Don't jump to that one. Yeah. Don't just go straight to that.
Yeah, that's
unless you're that way inclined, but which case is absolutely 100% fine.
Yeah,
as long
we
as
endorse it here on the.
As long as I don't bloody have to see it, and you don't do it on my bloody front lawn, everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, as long as you come with fucking Nutella.
I'm sick of these blokes doing it in public in my front lawn. I'm trying to mow the lawns. Yeah, bring plenty of Nutella.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool stuff, man. Like, and then you get the old stabbing and blood and fucking, you know,
different type of
deaths
stabbing
and suicides and people smearing shit all over themselves and great times. Great times.
You did that for 3 years.
3 years, and then I went, nah, this is pretty boring now.
Yeah,
it's the same thing happens.
Once you've seen one bum and you've seen them all.
Yeah, and there's like yeah, I couldn't hang in there to see any more bumming, but
Once
like
someone sucks your dick for Nutella, you've had it all, mate.
It's like, I work with some great people. But then there's a lot of fucking people there that work there that were obviously severely bullied at school, and they power trip fucking women generally. I had the most. They were just like, they would start problems knowing that now the male officers, guards are going to have to step in and protect us. It's like, you don't know what fucking path of destruction you are creating here, because now I have to fucking come into my shift and I'm a man and they're going to take swings at me before they take a swing at you. So shut your fucking mouth and stop being a cunt.
Yeah, fucking Sharon, you bitch.
Yeah, Sharon. There was this real weird culture working in the jail, right?
Yeah.
That like some people obviously hated themselves, the officers, and you'd go into work, right? And there was this weird culture there of these like 50, 45-year-old people who'd just been working there forever. And you'd go in and you would literally say, hello, how are you? Like a nice, normal person. It's my colleague. Yep. And they would just go, turn the page of the magazine without acknowledging you whatsoever. And that was everywhere.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Like, you've just been so
beaten down.
Yeah, by the job, because they work there for 30 years and they work in a prison job that's just fucking. They're seeing blokes bumming every night.
Yeah.
So it's just.
They're living the dream.
And they're just like, honestly, this is why I left.
Yeah.
Because if you allow it to, the amount of overtime that's on offer in prisons and stuff like that, you will just get fucking consumed by that job.
Yeah.
And your whole life will be like, you're at parties and shit and you're talking about it. Like I'm talking about it here, but
Yeah.
I've removed myself.
Yep.
But you go to parties, you're like, oh, I've got to work tomorrow. Blah, 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 blah. Complaining. We're always thinking about fucking my life. And I get good money though, so it's going to fucking pay my mortgage and shit.
Yep.
It's like, just fucking shut the fuck up and disconnect yourself from that job. If it's ruining you that much that you can't even say hello to your new colleagues.
Yeah, it's very, very.
It was weird, man. And that pissed me off real bad. I was like, yeah, hello? Like I'd walk up to him like, how, did you hear me? And shit, like real smart.
Am I a ghost?
Just fucking acknowledge me at least. Don't just go, new people, that's the new guy. I'm not fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll kick your ass. I'll kick your fat fucking ass.
But you're in it together too. You want to.
Well, you want to be camaraderie.
You want a team. Like when shit goes down, you're like, I know, like that person's got my back.
Exactly.
And they
That's
care
why
about me.
when I say I made a good core group of friends there,
Yeah.
they had your back. And there's still a lot of good people that work there. But geez, there is some pathetic excuses for human beings working there as well.
Yeah.
That you can't get along with them. They suck ass. They suck ass.
There's people everywhere though.
Yeah, it's any job.
Yeah.
But that one it's a cultural thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everything happens behind the walls.
Mm.
So it really sucks ass.
Yeah, it sucks.
Have you had prison experience?
Yeah. I went to prison in Bolivia.
Did you?
Yeah.
What'd you do? Squash a rat?
No. Yeah, I killed a rat. It came back to bite me. No, it was so weird. I didn't realize that you can't actually bribe someone with Nutella for them to suck your dick.
Yeah.
And I did it to the wrong person, and I ended up in the slammer.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was in Bolivia, and in La Paz, South America, and I don't know if you know the book Marching Powder.
I have heard of it, but I've never read.
So I've read I think there's like 12 chapters and I've read 11. So I'm not too sure if the guy gets out of prison or not. But the unique thing about this prison is there's two sides. There's one for foreigners and there's one for the normal people, just people from fucking Bolivia and stuff like that. On the foreigner side of it, it's really strange. Back in the day, you used to be able to like leave the prison if you bribe the guards enough. You can bribe the guards for pretty much anything and everything. There's actually no guards in the prison. And they were allowing tourists to go in there and visit. So what you would do is you would bribe the guards to go in there and you would hang out with the fucking prisoners and they would tell you stories and they would get a cut of the money. So you're actually really safe in the prison because they know if someone fucks it up and smacks someone or touches someone inappropriate, that person's going to get probably killed because a lot of their revenue's gone.
Yeah, okay.
And what happens too is I believe that they made fucking cocaine in the prison and they sell it to people coming in, so they make even more money.
Fucking hell.
So like we were sitting in a rapist cell.
Oh, cool. The best place to be.
Yeah, with a third generation drug lord from Mexico who got done smuggling.
So they were cellmates?
No, it was just he had a big room and we all went and sat in there.
Okay.
So they all kind of like, all right, we've got a tour tomorrow. It's called a tour, which is insane. And we all sat in there. There was like 15 of us.
Were you shitting yourself?
At the start, yeah. At the start, I was pretty nervous, but then once I got in there, the leader of the Bandidos, South American Bandidos, got us in there. He was like our dude. He did the exact same thing that Chopper did, but he only chopped off half of his ear because he was a pussy.
He didn't get the whole
Yeah, he only...
He's a pussy.
Giant fucking dude.
Yeah.
Tats? Yeah, tatted up. But love railing dudes. I was like, well, good on you, man. You're a fucking trendsetter. But he got us in. He like came and saw us and stuff. He was like offering people like cigarettes and shit. Like a real nice dude, but like clearly a fucking psychopath.
Yes.
So he got us in there. We walked around the prison. We went through a few different guys. One was smuggling in like smuggling in or out. I can't remember because it'd be pretty dumb to smuggle in shit into South America. I'm not too sure. Like maybe he was leaving from the airport and then he got done. So that's how it must be.
Yep.
So he got done and then we chatted to him for a bit. He was telling us about all this shit, weird, wacky stories. Then we met the third generation drug dealer and he was telling us like bonkers shit. But it was so funny. Halfway through it, he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Where are my manners?" Puts his hand into his fucking jacket, pulls out a bag of probably 100 individual grams of cocaine.
Wow.
Right, which would be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in Australia, I'd assume.
Yeah.
And was like, "Does anyone want to buy some cocaine?" And people were like, "Yeah." So, and then he pulled out.
Buy any?
I didn't know. And then he pulled out like a fucking a mirror from under the fucking his bed, and everyone was just like doing lines. He's like, "Hey, it's pretty funny that this is the safest place to possibly do cocaine in the world while you're in a prison.
Yeah.
You can't get caught." And we were like, "That's a good point." Yeah. So he was just telling us stories about like the cartel and stuff like that, people getting fucking killed, this, that. Like he told us about his cartel's name, which I can't remember. This was back in 2010. I mean, one of the weird stories was one of the girls when we were leaving to go into the prison. She had like this English bird. She had a really low cut top on when we were at the hostel, and I was like, "Hey, where are we going?" And she's like, "Oh, we're going to the prison." I'm like, where are we going?" She's like, "We're going to the prison." I'm like, "Yeah, where are we going?" She's like, "We're going. Why do you keep saying that? We're going to the prison." And I'm like, "So do you think to yourself, like, if we go into a prison with criminals, rapists, murderers, all that type of stuff, that you probably your top's
Probably
not,
put a jacket on.
probably not the way to go?" And she was like, "Oh my God, yeah, you're right." And her friend like looked at her and was like, "Yeah, fucking put a shirt on. Like, what are you doing?" Like her tits were out.
Yeah. We used to not let like they do school programs, right? And if girls were wearing like, you know, teenage girls were coming in with like too short of a thing on, it was like really, really
Attractive.
good.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Words in your mouth.
14-year-old.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, 16, 17-year-olds. And they come in and they were wearing like too little.
Yep.
You'd be like, "Hey, you can't come in." You'd be like, "Why not?" And you tell the teacher, you'd be like, "Okay, this is the thing. And I'm going to have a professional chat."
Yeah.
Just like, she is wearing slutty clothes.
Yeah.
And you can't come into the prison.
You got a little skanklet back here, right?
You got guys doing 8-month sentences in here. Who knows what they're going to do? All right.
Like, she's coming in here looking like a jar of fucking Nutella.
And that was always awkward because it's like, look at her. Like, and you'd go,
especially
"Hang on,
14.
whoa.
Yeah.
I got to talk to the teacher on this one." And it's weird making that judgment.
Yeah.
And it's a school kid. It's like, that's a problem.
Oh, slut. All right.
Yeah.
But
Cool,
even if it's
cool.
not,
You're out.
Yeah,
You can't go in. Then they have to just sit there and it's like, in the waiting room.
Oh my God.
I can't believe they get to see just because I'm wearing nothing.
If you put on a pair of pants, Stacey, you might have been able to fucking see some prison dick. But no.
Yeah.
You're out here fucking twiddling your thumbs in the fucking
It
waiting
didn't
room.
happen often, but it happened enough.
You just start doing it to like chicks that are clearly got enough clothes on, just to power trip. I'm like, sorry, you're too ugly. It's going to rile up these fucking, they expect to see attractive people. You're coming in. I'm a dude. They're going to swing at me first. You're wrecking my night. I get it. You'll grow into your body. It's fine.
Yeah, you're too ugly.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, we did that as well.
And I didn't quit. I actually got fired.
Your clothes you're not wearing enough clothes. It's we can see too much.
You put on a jumper.
I think that, and you just remove people and like say sorry, and then you go, well, you're too ugly as well. So you just have to sit with it. It's like this.
Listen, we don't discriminate. You can be too hot and too ugly.
You got to be in the middle if you go into a prison.
So the three fucking bears. And that porridge was just slutty enough.
Yeah. But what are you thinking wearing that shirt going in there? You'd be like,
that's
fucking
what I
put a
said
fat
to her.
suit on. Put a sumo wrestling.
Yeah, like I do every
fat
day.
suit.
Like I do every day.
Yeah, like we were talking
I
about.
don't get fucking harassed. But
Yeah.
as I said, like I was being a smart ass because I'd known her for a few days, but at the same time I was like, come on, like we going into like a prison, and we sat in a rapist cell.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like I worry people are going to be like, hey, it's not, you should never blame the clothes or what they're wearing. It's like when you go into a rapist place,
Yeah.
then that's what happens.
Yeah, don't.
Sorry.
Yeah, that like nothing probably wouldn't have happened, but at the same time, just to be like, listen, like it was in saying that she had big old titties, and it was a very, very revealing top, like cleavage, like there was no fucking tomorrow. And I was like,
Sounds good.
go fucking cocoa bananas. It's great. It's fantastic.
More power to you.
But in that environment, like, I'm not going to help you.
I'm not getting involved in
done.
this shit.
I fucking...
Okay, how many Nutella
yeah.
jars are you getting?
Yeah. I mean, just take the pop shot and I'll be on the way. We're playing pool.
Yeah. Game of billiards.
Yeah.
That sounds like an interesting time, man, over there in the...
South America's
South
cool,
America.
man. So cheap, so much interesting stuff, interesting people. Everyone's in a good mood. Everyone can afford things to do things and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's probably like poor as fuck locals. A lot of poverty and stuff like that, but it's good to go over there and exploit it.
I love exploiting
Yeah.
other countries.
It's what we fucking do, to be honest.
It's what we do as Australians.
Yeah. But we spend our
Regular
money there.
white Australians.
We spend our money there. Yeah. So it's all fucking... I love traveling. Traveling's fucking broadened my horizons.
Broaden your horizons, yeah.
the
You
thing
can
that
do more now.
Yeah, not much. But the thing that I've learnt about it is how good Australia is.
It's a great place.
Yeah. Working overseas, I worked in England and Canada.
Yeah.
It's really, really clear that how amazing Australia is for way of living, wage, just general happy people.
Yeah.
It's very much.
Okay.
It's amazing.
It is. I love it. It's a great place.
And that's why I'm moving to New Zealand. No.
New Zealand's good, man.
Yeah, no, it's Australia 2.0, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically.
It's New Zealand. It's better than Australia, I think.
I haven't been, but I assume it's pretty
It's nicer.
smaller population.
And everything. The only bad thing is that it's a little bit small.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good thing because it's like if you want to go somewhere in Australia, it's like,
it's
fucking hell.
Yeah.
And you're in the same place. Like you look at the map and it's like you haven't even
Well, we're
left.
2 hours, 45 minutes just to get to your house.
Yeah, and we're in
mine.
the same place.
Yeah.
Like in any other place. Like if this was the UK, you would live in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And I'd be in London.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just get on a
You're,
short plane.
you're a foreigner.
Just get on a short plane ride for like $10 and just be there. I'm like, yeah, it took 20 minutes. I'm like, sick.
Yeah.
Let's go to the red light district.
Straight to the red light
Yeah.
district. Smoke some weed.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
Well, that was episode 2, mate. Let's wrap it up. You've got to get back going to Amsterdam or wherever you're from.
Yeah, I'm going to fly home. I forgot to call the helicopter in. I'm going to have to wait an extra 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's going to suck.
Just
Yeah.
That's your hack. for
That's how I show people
showing,
how skinny
covering
I
up
am.
your
Lost so much weight. I bought a bigger shows. It's going to be so weird that I'm going to look the exact same in the next podcast with the same clothes
Are
on.
you going to wear the same thing next week?
I
when
reckon
you
I
come
will.
up here?
I reckon I'm just going to stick with a 4-episode stint of the same clothes.
Yeah.
I
I reckon
think-
I might put my hat on backwards next week.
I think people get a little bit afraid of change.
Yeah.
And I want to keep normality or bring normality back. So I'm going to dress the same.
Okay, that's great. I look forward to next week. I hope you guys all enjoyed today's episode of Tait and Cody's Guide to Life podcast. And we'll be back at the same time next week. So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, share it with your friends, tell your
Start a race
loved
right.
ones. Coke,
Some sort of fucking...
start trading Nutella.
Yeah. Suck some dicks.
Yeah, you can get whatever you want as long as you got enough Nutella.
Yep.
Yeah.
Scams next week.
Let's talk about scams next
We're
week.
going
all right?
hard on scams.
All right, fuck yeah,
All right.
Can't wait. I've been scammed a couple
I've
of
been
times. I know
fucking-
you've been
I've been
scammed.
so-
Let's talk about that.
And I've
next week.
scammed boom, people.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I've been the
fucking
scam artist.
cheeky
Yeah,
motherfucker.
I'm not just a sandwich artist, I'm a fucking scam artist. as well.
Okay, next week you'll find out everything there is to know about scams. See ya. Bye.
you.
Thank you.